Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at Nashville Super Speedway for 74 laps of action in the fifth race of the NAMAR Mountain Dew Code Red Series Season 3. On the front row for tonight's event is the first split manufacturer front row in the form of Cement Oskin and Hunter Braxton. Oskin driving for Team Penske Ford Mustangs between that two-car team of the 22 and the 12. And Hunter Braxton, one of the 5 drivers on the Chevrolet Camaro team of JR Motorsports. Braxton became the first driver to win 2 heat races on the season, and this is the first weekend where we have had a manufacturer not dominate the heats. Chevrolet has dominated twice and Ford has dominated, or once, correction, Chevy has dominated 3 times. In row 2, we've got Johnny Gardner, who's missed 3 races so far this season. Hopefully he can get it together here. He's starting 3rd. Nico Tringali starting 4th. He was unable to start the race last week. Tough break for him. He was starting up near the front too. Matthew Logan and Eli Bright, 2 more JR Motorsports drivers, start in row 3. Bright won at Atlanta. Row 4 is RCR car driven by Dylan Young, 2, and another Roush car, teammate to Nico Tringali. In the 60, it's Jesse Turner. And finally, in row 5, we have Edwin Mendez in the 4 of JD Motorsports, a great qualifying run for this 4 team. And next to him, Andrew Rich, your winner from Talladega. So we look at the point standings coming into tonight's event. Andrew Rich has a 22-point lead over Hunter Braxton, 34 over Dylan Young, 48 over Sky Cummins, and 57 over RJ Bishop. The rest of your top 10 in points: Adam Flickinger, who did not make the race, Matthew Logan, Seth Cole, Dale Lightning, and Bobo Jones. At the bottom of the point standings is Marty Johnson, who is in this race. He starts farther back in the field. Now the command to fire up those engines.
Y'all come say it with me. Drivers, start your engine!
The command was given. Drivers peeling off of pit road. 75 laps tonight. I'm sorry, not 74. As it appears everybody has gotten off of pit road. No, someone's got an issue. It looks like something is wrong with the 40 of Donovan Cage. And that is holding up Benjamin Ice. Cage slated to start 38th, Ice 40th. And that is really holding up the 78 car. He's going to pass to the right side of Cage. He should catch in time. So the 40 is rolling, but something is wrong with his machine. We know that Cage tried to do a crazy strategy in the heat race. He could have been starting on the front row if he was able to make it without pitting. Cage has made every race so far this season with an average finish of 33.5. So here we go. It's time to go racing at Nashville Super Speedway. We'll find out who the 5th different winner could be, or maybe there will be a first 2-time winner on the season. Green flag is out. We're underway at Nashville. And a good start for Cement Oskin in the 22. He will clear Hunter Braxton off of turn 2. And it looks like the rest of the inside line is doing a phenomenal job clearing Nico Tringali, Johnny Gardner, Matthew Logan. They've cleared the 16. No, the 16 is going to come back into the outside of Logan, but Gardner will have him cleared off turn 4. Gardner's teammate Jonathan Zorlin in the 00 car has won a heat race this season, though he has yet to visit victory lane. We've mentioned Chevrolet has been dominating this season so far with 4 wins in the forms of 3 JR Motorsports drivers in order: Andrew Rich at Talladega, Eli Bright at Atlanta, and Hunter Braxton at Rockingham. Last week, James Ellison captured his first win of the season at North Wilkesboro, and first win for his team, Kaulig Racing. So Sorlin currently rides in the 10th place position. Tringali started 4th. He's fallen back to 8th. He's trying to hold that off from Edwin Mendez. Before him is a handful of Chevrolets and a Ford in the form of Johnny Gardner, who has gotten passed for 3rd by Matthew Logan, and now it looks like Dylan Young is looking for that position on the 9 car. Meanwhile, Braxton and Austin trying to maybe peel away from this pack. As we look at our standings, Zonovan Cage continuing. They fixed whatever was ailing that machine. He is 2 laps down on the track. So we are only on lap 4. This is a 1.33 mile track, but it takes a little bit longer to get around this place than Darlington. The corners, you know, they're decently flat, not a lot of banking, but very, very high speeds. And man, look at Dylan Young. He is just flying up to the back end of Hunter Braxton. I believe every Junior Motorsports car is in this race. In fact, all 5 of them are currently in the top 10. Andrew Rich in the 1, Matthew Logan in the 9, Eli Bright in the 88, Hunter Braxton in the 7, and Dale Lightning in the 5 has cracked the top 10. So Young all over the bumper of Braxton. It looks like Andrew Rich is pulling up from his back bumper. I believe it was Rich leading the heat race when Braxton used strategy to pass him on the track. But man, look at Junior Motorsports really coming up towards the front here. You got Rich, you got Bright, you got Matthew Logan. How's Dale Lightning faring in that 5 machine? Ooh, he was running 10th. Now he's been put to the outside by Jonathan Zorlin. And how about the Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota of Alan Cavanero, currently running in 12th place. He's had a woeful season so far. They have not been able to finish in the top 10. He sits 32nd in the points through 4 races. Teammate Enzo Nareza, also without a top 10 on the year, 19th in the points. The best car out of that stable, Sky Commons, sits 4th in points, but only a top 5 on the year, 1 top 10. And nowhere to be seen at the front of the field tonight is the 19 of Sky Commons. We'll go through the Joe Gibbs Racing cars here, and there is the 19, just a little further back from teammate Alan Cavanero. Looks like he just got passed for 17th place. Actually, no, never mind. That's Nanako behind for 18th, so Sky Commons currently sits in 17th. Where is the 20 of Nareza? Just a wee bit farther back, trying to hold off Zachary Fitzwater Sr. for 23rd, but it looks like Jesse Turner does not have a great car, and he has been falling back slowly. Here's your top lap times on the night. You can just see Dylan Young's best time, a 30.619, 6 full tenths of a second faster than Jesse Turner. So something might be wrong with this 60 machine here tonight. And Dylan Young has taken the lead away while we were looking at the back of the field. Andrew Rich up to 2nd, Oskins down to 3rd, and Braxton down to 5th. Young had a very fast car in his heat race at Rockingham. However, that speed did not transition over to the main event. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with more action here at Nashville Superspeedway. We are back here at Nashville Superspeedway as Andrew Rich tries to close in on the 2 of Dylan Young. We're using a camera angle you might not have seen that often, maybe back at Talladega, but the helicopter camera here at Nashville Superspeedway as we watch the 1 of Andrew Rich really close in on the 2 of Dylan Young. And now we'll jump straight to the roof camera of Talladega winner Andrew Rich, who looked like he had the car to beat at Rockingham before a first pit stop adjustment by teammate Hunter Braxton. allowed Braxton to pass Rich during the second run, take the race lead, and he held on en route to his first win of the season. Now Andrew Rich, the only driver with a top 10 in every event, is looking for what could be his second win of the season as he looks to extend his points lead. Meanwhile, in front of him is Dylan Young, as we kind of hit a wrong camera there, wrong button. And now we look at the rear bumper camera to see what could Andrew Rich be trying to do here to catch the two of Young. Speaking of points standings, Dylan Young sits third in the points, 12 points behind Hunter Braxton, so maybe an attempt to pass him in the points for second. Dylan Young was on pace to have the same amount of top 10s as the driver behind him, Andrew Rich. However, Young finished 13th last week at North Wilkesboro, and that ended his top 10 skid. So we head back to the TV cameras, and we're going to take a look one more time just to inform you that the only there are no other drivers with 3 top 10s on the season. It's only Dylan Young. Everyone else is at 2 or less, and Rich is the only one with a top 10 in every race. At that, Andrew Rich has 3 top 5s on the year. That includes his win at Talladega. So Rich, a big-time top 5 performer. And here on lap 19, now it looked like our fuel run was about 13 to 18 laps in the heat races. I'm going to guesstimate that it's about 27 here with the package they're using tonight, bigger fuel tanks, better tires. So with that, let's give you a rundown through the top 20. We've already gone over Young and Rich a lot here in the short amount of time that we've had, and they are 4 seconds ahead of third place Eli Bright. Look at how far back Eli Bright is. I mean, the 2 and the 1 are just dominating this race. Top forward on the show is Samet Oskin, driver of Team Penske, started on the pole, led a handful of the first few laps, and meanwhile now he sits in 4th place. But you can see him and Bright, they're just so much slower than the top 2. The top 2 just pulling away about 3/10 a lap. But running in 4th place is a great place to be for the 22 car. Matthew Logan out of JR Motorsports, one of the 2 JR Motorsports drivers without a win on the season. That would be him and the 5 of Dale Lightning. Those 2 have not won a main race yet so far this year, but they've been very consistent. Logan has made every race on the year, and he's looking like he'll get another strong finish. Running in 6th place, teammate Hunter Braxton, who won back at Rockingham. As we have a caution flag on the track, there has been an incident in turns 1 and 2. So that will interrupt our rundown, and it looks like everyone hit the line. Indeed it was. So Dylan Young will lead the field down pit road, and this should make it interesting. This is our first caution flag since Talladega. And with that, we will take a look at the race replay. It looks like Jackson King was involved in this incident. We're going to use our trusty helicopter camera to bring you this angle. This replay, it looks like King was right behind Daniel Voiles and Benjamin Ice. They're going into turn 1. He's going to make this 3-wide move. Everything looks fine right here, and then, ooh, right there, just a misjudge. Ice backs up the corner a little more. Voiles will have nowhere to go, and up the track they go. Hard licks for all 3 cars. And a tough break. They were running just outside the top 30, so these guys were wrecking 430 something. That's just a misjudge by Jackson King out of BJ McLeod Motorsports. Takes out his teammate in the 78 along with JGL driver Daniel Voiles. With that, we will take you guys to the race restart. And we're back here at Nashville Super Speedway. Teammates Benjamin Ice and Jackson King retiring from the event. King unable to continue. Ice looks like they could have if they wanted to, but a lot of damage probably would have been really maybe in the way for the leaders. Donovan Cage will get his first taste of the pack as he restarts next to race leader Dylan Young 2 laps down. So Dylan Young retains the lead after pit stop. Second place is Andrew Rich. Third, Cement Oskin. Fourth, Eli Bright. Fifth, Edwin Mendez. Sixth place is now Alan Cavanero. Seventh, Dale Lightning. Eighth, Joshua Sikuli. Ninth, Seth Cole. And 10th is Jonathan Zorlin. 11th, Hunter Braxton. 12th, Audra Baran-Oscus. 13th, Skype Commons. 14th, Matthew Logan, dropping a lot of positions here at Nashville. We'll see if he's able to get back up towards the front. He's up there on the lap time, guys. He's up there. 15th, Cole Deaver. And the rest of your top 20, 16th to 20th, is Casey Nanako, Nico Tringali, Corey Riggs, Ryan Brommer, and Bobo Jones. The field leads you into turn 1 here. So we basically went a full run there. We've got an idea of who's slow and who's fast. Now Donovan Cage is in the way. He's a lap down car. We know he's not up to speed. And this holds Andrew Rich on the top line. And you can see Oskin kind of got held up himself. Edwin Mendez moves to his inside for 4th place. That's 3 points, guys. Remember, this is the point system. Leader, first place, 55 points. Second, 50 points. Third, 46. Fourth, 43. And fifth gets 40. Sixth place, 38. Down 1 point per position to 10th. Where from 10th to 11 is another 2-point drop. And then 1 point per position down to 40th. So that's huge for Edwin Mendez. And that's another 3 points for him right now. If Cavanero passes Oskin here, that's another 2 points for him. And we know Cavanero is very down in the dumps right now. 32nd actually, coming into the race tonight. As for Edwin Mendez, so I look at my long list of the point standings here. Mendez, through 3 races, sits 29th in the point standings. And he is up to 4th place. Dale Lightning has made it up to 6th, and he is all over the bumper of Alan Cavanero for what will be 5th place. And Cement Oskin has really gotten held up by Donovan Cage. That's a really tough break for the 22 team. They were doing so well. But that pit stop gave everyone an opportunity to do a lot of stuff, you know, adjust your car. How can we make ourselves faster? I mean, Andrew Rich is going for the race lead on Dylan Young right here on lap 30. And Eli Bright and Edwin Mendez are keeping up with them. They're not going anywhere. And you can see Rich set down the fastest lap of the race, a 30.535. Bright set down his fastest lap at a 6.99. Edwin Mendez is up there with a 30.7. So it looks like if you're in the fresher air and you're single file, you've got a better chance to show your car speed, because the first stint we only had, I think, maybe half of these lap times that were under 31 seconds. And now look at this, man. Look at that. We've got 21 times under 31 seconds. And only a handful of cars are above a 31.1. So Andrew Rich passes Dylan Young for the race lead. It's 1-2 Chevrolet at the front of the field. Eli Bright sits in 3rd and Mendez in 4th, both securely, as Cavanero has pulled back away from Dale Lightning. So Cavanero will secure 5th place for the time being. Lightning in 6th. Sikuli has made his way up to 7th. Look at this. Matthew Logan, man. Bright back up to 8th place after restarting 14th. Oskin sits down now in 9th as Baran-Oscus has cracked the top 10. She's to the outside of lap car Donovan Cage. Hunter Braxton back up to 12th place. Or actually, no, I believe he restarted 11th, so he's actually gone down a position. We talked about Joe Gibbs Racing looking for performance gains. Cavanero showing it tonight, and Sky Common sitting here in 13th. Where could the 20 of Enzo Nareza be? We'll find out. Oh man, he's all the way down in 27th place. Looking at some other drivers back here in the field, it looks like Sorlin has fallen. Johnny Gardner has fallen. We haven't talked about him all night, but Marty Johnson, who's looking for 27th from Zoe Fernandez. In the 2 races he has started, he has finished 40th in both. Here tonight, he's not down there right now. And ooh, Quinton Moore is 3 wide with Colt Hudson and Jonathan Zorlin right in front of these guys. And they will back out. They do not want to cause another accident by no means, especially for 24th. As now Nareza will be to his inside. So Nareza, while at the back of the field, it looks like he's moving forward. RJ Bishop out of Chip Ganassi is having a sad night so far. He's in 28th. He was doing so well at North Wilkesboro. Let's look at RJ Bishop's run in the season. That was his first top 10 last week. That cranked him up to 5th in points. Adam Flickinger, who sits behind him 6th, did not make the race. So that would be a decent shakeup for the top 10 in the standings. But Bishop will pass Johnson for 28th position. Jesse Turner, something definitely wrong with the 60 car tonight. I don't know if they're down a cylinder or something's wrong with the car, if the setup's just all wrong. But they have fallen to 32nd on the standings, and you've got to be pretty upset with that. Baco Magora, Slade Jagger, pretty slow cars here tonight, 35th and 36th. But Daniel Voiles is pretty under power now that his back end is crushed in. So we return to the front of the field. Andrew Rich continues to lead you here at Nashville Super Speedway. Dylan Young, Eli Bright, Edwin Mendez, and Alan Cavanero is your top 10. We'll be right back in a few. Welcome back here at Nashville Super Speedway. We're riding inside the cockpit of race leader Andrew Rich. Behind him in second place is Dylan Young, Eli Bright 3rd, Mendez 4th, and Matthew Logan, who has made it up to 5th place. As we look back to Dylan Young, Andrew Rich's teammate Eli Bright on his back bumper looking for 2nd place. That's another 4 points for Bright, who missed the race last week at North Wilkesboro. We have remained green, as mentioned, Matthew Logan up to 5th place, but he is a long ways back from Mendez, who sits in 4th, but it looks like he might be closing in just a wee bit. Cavanero down to 6th. Audra Baran-Oscas has made her way up to 7th place. What a run for Baran-Oscas here tonight. The only RCR car not performing well is Ryan Brommer in the 3. As you can see at the standings, he sits in 18th place. Battle is on for 8th as Hunter Braxton has made his way back into the top 10. So once again, all 5 Junior Motorsports cars sit in the top 10. This 5-car mega team has been performing very well so far this season, as Braxton moves to the inside on lap 44, looking for this position from Joshua Sekuli. Right behind them in 10th is Dale Lightning in the 5. As we are closing in on green flag pit stops, probably 6 laps away, 6 to 8 laps roughly from those pit stops. Nico Tringali has made his way up to 11th. Oskin has fallen outside the top 10. Gardner has made his way back up to 12th, and here is Oskin in the 22 running side by side with teammate Casey Nanako. That is for 13th place. He will lose it. Brommer's trying to make his way up through the field to join his teammates in the top 10. So you see he passes James Ellison for 16th and Seth Cole for 15th, and he will take 14th away from Oskin. So man, what a run for this 3-car right now. He could get some more here from Casey Nanako. That would be 13th place for the 3-car, and he is just on a roll, as it looks like drivers who saved their tires and drivers who burned their tires are beginning to move up and down the standings as Dale Lightning will fall outside the top 10 here. That'll be Tringali and Gardner passing him for a position each. Braxton made his way by Sekuli for 8th place as Mendez begins to fall back towards Matthew Logan. That would be for 4th. So Tringali now will look for 9th from Sekuli. This would put Gardner in the top 10 if he passes the 01 with him. And the Nako able to hold off Brommer, so he'll take 12th from Lightning. Brommer on the move though in 14th. James Ellison looking for 15th from Cement Oskin. How about Colt Hudson up to 17th place? He could take a position here. Sky Commons, Cole Deaver, and Seth Cole down to 20th after restarting in the top 10. Enzo Nereza, we talked about him. It looked like he was moving up through the field from where he restarted. He's up to 21st. He could crack the top 20 here. So just quickly going through the rest of the field. Bishop still in 26th. Sorlin down to 27th, man. I wonder what happened to that 00 car. Donovan Cage, who's 2 laps down, has finally fallen all the way back here. Magora and Jagger have just been by themselves in their own little world, and there's Voiles. But so Andrew Rich continuing to lead here tonight, looking for what could be his 2nd win of the season, and it looks like because of the caution, we will have a mostly full final run to the finish. This time at the start-finish line will be 26 laps to go. And let's look at these lap times. I mean, Colt Hudson's got a really fast time on the board, and he sits outside the top 10. How about Benny Watson, 10th on the fastest lap time board? Where's he running right now? He's in 30th. So that's pretty interesting, you know, when you look at fastest lap times, you know, who's really running their car hard and strong here. Andrew Rich, I mean, is up to a 2-second lead over Dylan Young, and the only driver it seems like he's not gaining on is teammate in the 9 of Matthew Logan, but he is 4.5 seconds back. If you watch your ticket there, oh nope, Logan lost 0.3 that time by. So Bright running closely behind Dylan Young. Mendez trying to close in on those two for position. There's Logan in 5th. If you look to the top right of your screen, you can see best last lap time along with position from the last start finish line check. Cavanero 6th. Braxton, who made it up to 8th, is gonna try and take 7th place here away from Audra Baran-Oscus, and he will do just that. Johnny Gardner up to 9th, Tringali 10th. They're all up here battling. Casey Nanako is trying to get into the top 10. Sekuli has fallen out of it now. Brommer's looking for 12th from him, as the field is just in chaotic. Everyone moving everywhere up and down the order. Andrew Rich is just gone. We are on lap 53. That's an old number of Andrew Rich back in the NRSL days. Or more specifically, currently in the NRSL Mountain Dew Formula 1 Cup Series. Well, it was for 2017 and 2018. 2019 he was not able to race. Next year he will be running in the 2020 NRSL Mountain Dew Formula 1 Cup Series, running the 23 car for Bulldog Motorsports. And his son, Keith Rich, will drive the 53 in his rookie season debut. But that is some NRSL news for you on a NAMAR broadcast. And I'm trying to figure out things to talk about. We have not seen them pit just yet. It should be soon, so I'm going to go back to the mega pack of cars right here. Braxton 7th, Tringali's going to take 8th, and actually, we've got cars pitting early. Gardner and Brommer will lead down Colt Hudson, Jonathan Zorlin, and this is a good way to gain 2.5 to 3 seconds on the leader. I mean, you're going to have those fresh tires for one more lap than the leader, and this is how you gain track position. I mean, it's it's not going to cycle back completely because this won't be a full 29 lap fuel run unless there's a caution. It looks like everyone's taking 4 tires, so I mean, pitting later will hurt you more in this case of the strategy play for the end of this event. 20 laps to go. You see Rich getting right into his stall the second Sorlin leaves his. And Rich is the guy we want to watch because we know he's the fastest car on the track. And he takes 4 tires. You can see left side's up in the air. And off and away is the one of Andrew Rich. There's Eli Bright, his service complete. And the one car is away. Dylan Young on pit road. And he is pulling in just now for his service. Joshua Sekuli has elected to remain on the track for another lap. So Young and Logan are the top 2 from this group. I don't think taking right sides only would be a good idea, as it doesn't look like either of these drivers are going to do that. So Dylan Young out and away from his pit stall. As you can see, Rich, who pit early, already gone. So Cooley remaining on the racetrack. He just got passed by Andrew Rich, who is still the race leader once this cycles through. This is very dangerous. You've got a car 3 seconds off pace staying out, and he will finally come to pit road. I'm not quite certain about the strategy, maybe hoping for a yellow flag, but in the terms of people taking 4 fresh tires, this was not the call to make without a full lap run of 30 laps. So Sekuli got to lead a few laps there, though. That is a bonus point for him on the season. Right sides are down. Left sides will go up. Marty Johnson is down pit road. Maybe a problem for the 23 team. Indeed, that appears to be the case. Meanwhile, out on the racetrack, the field has more or less finished cycling. Dylan Young has fallen to 5th, or 4th rather. So Andrew Rich is your race leader, but we'll see how the tire wear is on the one versus the other cars, because if you're running faster laps every lap for these next 16, you will catch Andrew Rich. With that, we will step aside one last time, and never mind, we have a caution on the racetrack. We will stay on site for now. Caution has come out, and this is going to change everything. It looks like there was a huge wreck down the back straightaway. And now what do? Do you come back down pit road? Because now it's all about tires right here. Whoever stayed out the longest has the best chance, and those best chance drivers would be Sekuli, Young, and Matthew Logan, and it looks like no one is going to come down pit road. Not from the front of the field anyway, anybody at all. Pit road is open, and it looks like we have 0 takers. Let's find out who was involved. Dale Lightning was in this. Seth Cole, and I think I saw it. Yes, indeed, Joshua Sekuli was a part of this incident, and I'm going to assume it was his re-entry to the racetrack that occurred or brought out this caution flag. Let's find out right now by looking at the race replay. So something broke on the 5 of Dale Lightning. Very unfortunate for him. He was circling on the apron when the 01 of Sekuli was coming out. You're going to see him in the right side of the picture right there. There's Sekuli. He's speeding up. He can't slow down in time. Boom! Pounds the left rear quarter panel of Dale Lightning. That spins him the 5 around up the racetrack. Almost gets Seth Cole. Actually, it did impact. The 15 impacts the 5 of Lightning. We've got cars scattering everywhere. And it doesn't look like anyone else is going to hit the 5. Seth Cole spins down the racetrack. That gives you a pretty good angle. So Seth Cole unluckily hits the 5 who got hit by the 01. And that is the incident on the racetrack. And with that, we will take you to the race restart. We are back at Nashville Superspeedway, and if you've noticed, Andrew Rich is gone. A failure on the 1 pacing under caution has taken him out of this race. And big news for Marty Johnson. It looks like the ignition failed on his car. That's why he was back on pit road, and Marty Johnson, season woes continue. He won't finish 40th here tonight, but 38th isn't that much better. Seth Cole, Dale Lightning retired from the accident. Kaulig goes 1 lap down. So the 01 and the 40 will restart 1 lap down to the inside of the leaders. We will have 12 laps of action remaining. We'll see who has the better advantage, or has the advantage here, I should say, when it comes to winning this race, because we all know many drivers stayed out later than others. Since the Kaulig was involved in the wreck, he's a lap down, he's out of it. I'd say our top 2 contenders would be Dylan Young and Matthew Logan. Here's your quick top 10 rundown. Eli Bright leads the race. Mendez sits in 2nd. Dylan Young 3rd. Matthew Logan 4th. Ryan Brommer has made it up to 5th place. My goodness. Colt Hudson 6th. Nico Tringali 7th. Johnny Gardner 8th. Audra Baran-Oscus 9th. And Alan Cavanero rounds out the top 10. As we will go back green flag racing for 12 more laps of action. And we will not leave you anymore. So Bright with the lead. Mendez, you can see on the outside of Cage. Dylan Young with a huge run. Does he push the issue? Does he make it 3 wide? For now, it looks like that answer is no. He's going to ride right on the bumper of Donovan Cage. This is allowing Eli Bright to pull away, but Mendez is losing out to the 40 of Cage. Matthew Logan right behind Dylan Young in 4th place. When does Young make his move? Tringali's trying to come up through the field. He's up to 6th. Now he's looking for 5th from Brommer. Jonathan Zorlin has returned to the top 10. We saw him all the way in 28th earlier. And this field is all jacked up from the different strategies that occurred during the green flag. 10 laps to go right now for Eli Bright. Could he become the first junior motorsports driver to capture 2 victories on the season? Dylan Young makes it by Donovan Cage. Matthew Logan has showed some great speed all night long. He's up to 3rd now as he passes Edwin Mendez. Lap car of Cage, though, in between him and RCR competitor Dylan Young, who closes in 2.5 tenths on race leader Eli Bright. Tringali now looking for 4th place from Edwin Mendez. Colt Hudson's up here in the top 10 running in 6th. James Ellison has cracked the top 10 here late in the going. Baran-Oscus, 12th place. Could she find the way in the top 10? Could all the RCR cars get into the top 10 here at Nashville? Battle looms on. Logan riding behind Cage, who just ran his fastest lap of the race. And Eli Bright, though, it doesn't look like he's going to have enough power to hold off Dylan Young. And into turn 3, Young making a move for the race lead. Ooh, he had to back out of it. Does he make it stick on exit? He's to the inside of Eli Bright. 7 laps of action remaining here at Nashville as Matthew Logan ceases. He makes his move to the inside of Donovan Cage. You can see right on the exit is where Young really gets his grip. They're even down the back straightaway. Logan can't get enough grip below Donovan Cage. So Cage apparently pitting later than the 9. That's why he's got better tires and he's got better grip. And coming to the start finish line, Dylan Young will complete his pass off Eli Bright. and he will take the race lead here at Nashville. And Logan, you can just tell, frustrated, stuck behind a lap car of all things, trying to get up there for the win. He peaks low again, can't quite get to the 40. As we come to 5 laps to go, Tringali clearly in 5th. Sorlin has made his way up to 5th. Actually, no, wait. This is confusing. Tringali is up to 4th. Sorlin's up to 5th, and Mendes falls to 6th. Cavanero 7th, Hudson 8th. Brommer 9th, Baranowskis in 10th. Now Sorlin's looking for 4th place. Does he have enough? Clearly side by side here between Sorlin and Tringali. 4 laps to go at the start finish line. Cavanero peeking to the inside of Mendes behind these two. And into turn 1, Sorlin will clear Tringali for 4th place. Logan still stuck behind Donovan Cage. That's allowed Young and Bright to pull away from them. And Young has begun pulling away from Eli Bright. RCR looking for their first win of the season as Chevrolet continues to dominate through 5 races. Colt Hudson looking at what could be another top 10 finish. Hudson currently sitting 18th in the point standings, with that lone top 10 from a few races. I think it was at Rockingham that it occurred. I could be mistaken. But 2 laps to go here for Dylan Young. And Eli Bright just can't. He just pit too early during that green flag run. If this went green, it might have been a different story. But ultimately, it will be a night of disappointment for Eli Bright and Andrew Rich as Jonathan Sorlin has to pit. Ryan Brommer coming down 2. Drivers got short on fuel. Multiple drivers short on fuel. I don't even understand how they could be short. They pit under 26 laps to go. Fueling issues for several teams here. My goodness gracious. But as we roll through turns 3 and 4 one final time, capturing his first win of the season will be the 2 of Dylan Young winning at Nashville. Eli Bright will finish in 2nd. Matthew Logan 3rd. Nico Tringali 4th. Alan Cavanero 5th. And rounding out your top 10 will be Edwin Mendez, Colt Hudson, Audra Baranowskis, Sky Commons, and last week's winner, James Ellison. The results are official. Bubba Jones 11th, Oskin 12th, Fernandez 13th, Casey Nanako 14th, RJ Bishop 15th, Cole Deaver, Hunter Braxton, Corey Riggs, Johnny Gardner, Zachary Fitzwater Sr. That's your top 20. Sorlin will end up in 28th place after pitting late. Brommer in 29th. Tough break for those two. They were in the top 10. As we look over the rest of your race results, that'll do it for me here from Nashville Super Speedway. Next up on the schedule is Memphis, so I will see you guys at Memphis.